Good morning, students. Hope all of you are fine. Okay, I would like to start On the Face of It by Susan Hill. I hope you are opening your text. নিশ্চয় তোমরা বইটই খুলছো একটু দেখছো even if it is corona period now, covid times, but still you should not stop your learning process. পড়াশোনা বন্ধ করবে না, otherwise it will be your own loss. Keep in touch with books, open your books. বইটই খুলবে, খাতা খুলবে, লেখালেখি করবে, পড়বে, বোঝার চেষ্টা করবে। Don't cut your relation with books and learning and studies, because একদিন না একদিন তো করোনা শেষ হবে না। Even if it is after 4 months or 3 months or 6 months or 1 year, then you will have to come back to your regular studies. So don't make the gap so long that you are no more in relation with it. You don't understand একদম এই 1-2 বছরের যেটা গ্যাপ বা লস, সেটাতে তারপর বেশি লস হয়ে যাবে if you do not open your books at all. So please keep in touch with your books. Please open your text. Try to read sometimes. At least try to devote 2 to 3 hours. Students should devote 70% of their time in studies. Remember, 70% সময় পড়াশোনাতে দিতে হয় স্কুল কলেজের ছাত্রদেরকে, ইউনিভার্সিটির ছাত্রদেরকে। 70% of your daily life should be devoted to studies. This is the most ideal approach, the ideal percentage, 70%. তো এখন কোভিড টাইমসে তো 70% দিচ্ছে না, but at least 2 hours you should devote to studies. I'm using a tripod now. I have ordered a tripod from the last class. I had ordered one tripod from Amazon. Again, when I used to take the classes, my videos used to shake because I used to keep the mobile in one hand. Now I have bought a tripod, a mobile keeper. So I hope the video is going better now. On the Face of It is written by Susan Hill. Okay, Susan Hill, S-U-S-A-N. The author's name is Susan Hill. Now Susan, S-U-S, when S is, this is one extra information I want to give you. S-U-S, S যখন মিডিলে আছে তখন সুস, সা বলবে, the pronunciation should be সা। যদি এই নামে S-U-S-A-N, Susan, she is a female writer. S যদি লাস্টে ইউজ হতো, then you would have pronounced it as za, not sa. Okay, this is one extra information in pronunciation I'm giving you. Try to keep this in mind. Try to learn something new about English always. I keep on posting in Google Classroom. Please open those videos, please concentrate, and please try to follow and learn. Now Susan Hill is an English author. English author means from England, Englander author. Okay, she had got the Somerset Maugham Award. Somerset Maugham Award, you can see here, Somerset Maugham Award. It is a very important award given to young writers. You should, if you are reading English literature, একটু না একটু ইংলিশ লিটারেচার তোমরা পড়ছো, so you should know what are the important awards given in our country to literary writers, to writers in literature in English or in any other literature like Bengali, Hindi or whatever, and also the important awards given around the world. নোবেল প্রাইজেও আছে ইংলিশের একটা কোটা আছে, লিটারেচারের একটা কোটা আছে। তারপর তোমার বুকার প্রাইজ ইজ অ্যাওয়ার্ড অ্যানাদার, Pulitzer is another, Somerset Maugham Award is another very important award given to some of the best writers. ঠিক আছে? So Susan Hill had got that award. She was born in 1942. She was a full-time writer. Who is a full-time writer? There are part-time writers and there are full-time writers. There are some writers whose main occupation is writing, and there are part-time writers, ওরা হয়তো অন্য কিছু কাজ করছে, অন্য কিছু চাকরি ব্যবসা বাণিজ্য করে, আর সাথে সাথে রাইটিংও is their passion. Writing is their passion. Susan Hill was a full-time writer. She wrote novels, she wrote children's books, she was a playwright, she was a columnist. Who is a columnist and who is a playwright? Who is a playwright? A dramatist, যে নাটক লিখে, ড্রামাটিস্টকে প্লেরাইটও বলা হয়, সো শি ওয়াজ এ প্লেরাইট, শি ইউজ টু রাইট ড্রামাস, and she was a columnist. Who is a columnist? What is a column? When you are using the newspaper, বা ইন্টারনেটেও আমরা অনেক সময় নিউজপেপার ই-পেপার্স পড়ি যখন, you will find there are columns. There will be, for example, weekly কলামস থাকবে, কোনো এক রাইটার প্রত্যেক সপ্তাহে একটা আর্টিকেল লিখছে, সেই কলামটা ওই লিখছে প্রত্যেক সপ্তাহে, or maybe in 3 days, or maybe weekly, or maybe monthly. So he or she is a columnist. বিভিন্ন টপিকস নিয়ে বা কোনো এক টপিক নিয়ে, কোনো এক সাবজেক্ট নিয়ে. সো especially in newspapers or magazines you will find that. So Susan Hill was a columnist. She used to write regular articles. Coming to our writing quality, when you will read on the face of it, when you will read the text, on the face of it, hopefully you will read, you will see it is very detailed. So Susan Hill used to write very detailed text, ekdom khuti nati, small and big things, everything she used to mention. So her writing is most detailed, okay, full of drama, lots of কি কি ঘটছে প্রত্যেক ঘটনাকে নোট করে করে উনি কি বলছে, which character is telling what is happening, how is the scene, what is the background, everything she will keep on mentioning. She writes on very sensitive content, very sensitive, very important issues, sensitive issues, some issues which are often not discussed. In this text also, in this story also, on the face of it, you will find quite a new topic, or quite a topic which very few people, very few writers talk about, okay, about the disabilities, the physical disabilities of man or woman. So sensitive topics are mostly dealt by her. Then she also writes mystery writings. Lots of mysteries are involved, okay. What is a mystery? Means when you read, you will always try to find the answer, what happened next, okay. Thriller novels, something related to detective kind, something which is absolutely new, which will really surprise you, some surprising element is there. So she used to write thriller novels. She used to write mystery stuffs, where something new, the reader will always try to find out what will happen next, mysterious answer khujar, some kind of quiz, like some kind of trying to find out, trying to decipher. Coming next to the chapter, there are three scenes where why this is not, why scenes are involved here. Scene 1, scene 2, scene 3 will find on the face there of it, এর সাথে তিনটা scenes আছে. And the main why scenes are involved, because it is dramatically played, it is dramatic, these are not indirect mentions, direct characters kotha bolche ekhane. So it is like a small drama, I can say it is like a small drama when there are 3 scenes in it. A drama, it can be divided under subtopics, under subparts, that is scenes. Scene 1, একটা ড্রামাতে যদি act 1, act 2, act 3 থাকে, please listen carefully, act 1 এর আন্ডারে scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, scene 4 থাকতে পারে. So here in this small story, in this small drama, you will find there are 3 scenes here, scene 1, scene 2, scene 3. In scene 1 you will find 2 important characters. Actually in this story there are just 3 characters: Derry, a small boy, a teenager, Mr. Lamb, okay, and Derry's mother. There are just 3 characters. Remember this is important for your question purposes. So in scene 1 you will find Derry and Lamb. In scene 2 you will find Derry and his mother. And in scene 3 you will find Derry and Lamb again. So both Derry and Lamb are physically deformed. They have some physical, they are physically challenged. Derry has his face which had been accidentally, acid fell on his face and his face was burnt. Remember this, Derry's face জলা ছিল, জ্বলে গেছিলো, অ্যাসিড অ্যাক্সিডেন্টালি কোনো এক সময় হয়তো ছোটোকালে পড়ে গেছিলো, যে কারণে ওর ফেসের একটা পার্ট, এক সাইড গালের একদিক জ্বলা ছিল বিকজ অফ অ্যাসিড. সো he has some physical defect in him. Mr. Lamb, he also is a disabled man. He has also one physical defect. He had one artificial tin leg. একটা পা ওনার ছিল না, আর্টিফিশিয়াল ছিল একটা পা, টিন দিয়ে বানানো ছিল, টিন দিয়ে যেটা আর্টিফিশিয়ালি তৈরি করা ছিল। হি হ্যাড লস্ট হিজ লেগ ইন সাম war or something হয়তো bombed, you will find in the text. So both were physically deformed. Now, as I said, sensitive topic, a rare topic is taken up by Susan Hill. Very few things are written about physically challenged people. Here also you will find Derry and Lamb are physically challenged. Then in the same one we find Derry accidentally enters Lamb's house or Lamb's garden to hide himself from people who spot him out. Usually, we'll find that of us who have some kind of physical deformities, we always want to hide our physical deformities. এটা তো একটু বড় ধরনের, একজনের মুখে অ্যাসিড পড়ে গেছে, আরেকজনের পা নেই। আমাদের যদি একটু মাথায় চুলও কম থাকে, ছেলে বলো মেয়ে বলো, we are so conscious about it. We always want to hide, লুকাতে চাই। boys you will find they will use hat, কোনো ধরনের টুপি টাপি ব্যবহার করবে। মেয়েরা দেখবে সবসময় they are always so concerned if there is less hair in there. So this is a very minor things I am telling about us. এটা তো একটু বড় ধরনের, ডেরি আর ল্যাম্বের তো একটু বড় ধরনের physical deformities. So ডেরি was trying to hide from people. হয়তো রাস্তার দিকে যাচ্ছিল, দেখছিল কয়েকজন লোক আসছে, তো নিজের যে চেহারা একদিকে অ্যাসিডে যে জ্বলা ছিল সেটা লুকাবার জন্য ও চট করে মিস্টার ল্যাম্বের বাড়িতে ঢুকে গেছিলো, মিস্টার ল্যাম্বের গার্ডেনে, বাড়ির সামনে যেটা গার্ডেন ছিল সেটাতে ঢুকে। So always trying to hide his deformity. Okay, he's a small boy, he's a teenager, maybe around 14 years old. Now when he enters, he comes in acquaintance with Mr. Lamb, and then he finds that Mr. Lamb is also physically challenged. He has some physical deformities too, physical defect too. He has an artificial tin leg, but there is a huge difference between approach towards life by Lamb and by Derry. Lamb tries to explain, Derry keeps on insisting Derry that he should not do like this, he should not hide himself, he should not feel so low about his defect. It is nothing. একটা ডিফেক্ট থাকলে আমাদের মধ্যে আমাদের বডির হাজার হাজার বাকি যেগুলো অর্গানস আছে, স্মল অ্যান্ড বিগ ইন্টারনাল এক্সটার্নাল অর্গানস, দে আর অল ফাইন। একটা ডিফেক্ট হতে পারে, মেবি আই হ্যাভ এ ডিফেক্ট ইন মাই আই, একটা চোখ অন্ধ হতে পারে, একদিকের গাল জ্বলা হতে পারে, একটা পা নষ্ট হতে পারে, একটা আঙ্গুল নষ্ট হতে পারে, বাট there are so many dozens of organs in our body, they are all fine. So this is what Mr. Lamb keeps on explaining and arguing to Derry, that he should not do like this, he should remain positive in his life, his approach towards life should positive. There are so many blessed things in our life. একটা জিনিস খারাপ হলে there are so many other things. We have a whole beautiful life around. Maybe there is just one flower is not growing well, one fruit tree is not bearing good fruits. That doesn't mean the entire garden is bad. Okay, so this is what Derry keeps on Mr. Lamb keeps on explaining. Derry tries to help Derry come out of this feeling low about himself. Now ultimately Mr. Lamb succeeds in changing Derry a bit. Now then Mr. Lamb, he has got a crab apple. ছোট crab apples means ছোট ছোট apples যেগুলো ধরে আমাদের দিকে এইসব crab apples আমরা we are not aware of this, but in Europe, in England and all, having a crab apple tree is something very common. আমাদের এখানে যেরকম কুল গাছ বা বড়ই গাছ এখানে সেখানে হয়, সেখানে ইংল্যান্ড ইউরোপে ক্র্যাব অ্যাপেলের গাছ এখানে সেখানে হয়. So Mr. Lamb had a crab apple tree and he wanted to pluck the crab apples. Now how are these crab apples? Are small, ছোট ছোট apples, যেগুলো যা বাজারে যেগুলো আমরা apples পাই, not like that, those are of much smaller size, but they must be very tasty and it's something very common in those countries, in those European countries. So Mr. Lamb told him that, can you help me pluck the crab apples, because as his leg is tin leg একটু ডিফেক্ট, ওনার একটা পা নষ্ট ছিল, তো গাছে উঠে লেডার দিয়ে সিঁড়ি দিয়ে উঠে কিন্তু তবুও একটু কষ্টকর ছিল. So he had asked Derry to help him out. So Derry said, okay, I will help you, but I will have to go and inform my mother that I'm out of home and I'm in your house and I've made friendship with you and all. So Lamb said, okay, you can go, you can inform your mother, but I will, hope you will come and you help me in plucking these crab apples. I'm telling this story in short. At the same time, I will tell you all the simultaneous other important parts, keep on explaining all different aspects. Just reading out text will not help you explain the essence, the main crux of the text. So it's very important that I explain to you from different points of view. Apart from the storyline, I should explain to you. I hope I'm able to reach you. I hope I'm able to মেক ইউ আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড। যদি তোমাদের কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকে তোমরা ডাউট সেকশনে সেখানে পোস্ট করতে পারো। লিখে যদি পোস্ট করতে না চাও, you can use the mic also and you can post your question there. I will try to answer as much as I can. So by the time in scene 3 we find that in scene 2 we find Derry talks to his mother, talks about Mr. Lamb, that how he has met, he's such a nice person, all, but his mother is not convinced. His mother doesn't want that Derry should go to that Mr. Lamb again. এটা আমাদের মাদের সবসময় একটা নেচার থাকে, they always want us to be not to meet with strangers. এটা টিনেজারের ক্ষেত্রে একটু বেশি হয়। So Derry's mother was also did not wanted Derry to go and meet Mr. Lamb again. By the time in scene 3 he goes and goes and visits Mr. Lamb, he finds that Mr. Lamb is dead. কিরকম dead হয়ে গেলেন, সিঁড়ি যে climb করেছিলেন to pluck those crab apples, and he fell from there and he died. Okay, so it's a very simple story. In just 3 or 4 lines you can tell the stories, but there are many underlying hidden points which needs to be explained. It's a bit longer chapter unlike others, and as I said, Susan Hill wrote detailed text, detailed writings. So in this chapter also you will find that it was quite detailed. Okay, and then we find that how Derry started crying, seeing Mr. Lamb dead. So you can see it's the theme of friendship is there between a small boy, a young boy, and an elderly man, an adult person, and relationship is one important theme. It was just একটু সময়ের চিন পরিচয়, but how he became attached to Mr. Lamb, and then how Lamb in our lives, sometimes we meet people for a very short period of time, maybe for a few minutes or few hours, but we remember them forever. Maybe they leave some important influence in our life. Similarly, Lamb influenced Derry to come out of his thinking low about his physical defect. How Lamb, what are the important things in the chapter that you should take note of? How Lamb tries to tell Derry that you should read books. So what if you have a defective chick, তোমার গালের একদিক জ্বলে গেছে তো কি হলো? How you can read books, you can use your intellect, you can develop your intellect, and then tells the importance of nature. You see it's a beautiful garden, he shows his garden. Derry says, what garden? এখানে I just see weeds. What are weeds? মানে অনেক সময় গার্ডেনে বা আমাদের বাড়িতে দেখবে আলতু ফালতু কিছু গাছ, যেটা সাম প্ল্যান্টস গ্রো, সাম উইডস গ্রো, সাম হার্বস গ্রো উইচ আর অফ লেস ইউজ টু আস, যেগুলো আমাদের বেশি কাজ আসে না বা কোনো কাজেই আসে না। সো when he sees at the garden, what are these? Just weeds. Then Mr. Lamb says, you just see weeds? You just see the plants which are of less use, you see weeds, you don't see the sunflowers? সূর্যমুখী গাছ এত সুন্দর ফুল ফুটে আছে, এইসব দেখো না তুমি? You don't see the spider climbing the silken ladder? Spiders are often considered to be beautiful insects. হয়তো অনেক সময় আমরা ভয় পাই স্পাইডার্স, মাকড়কে, but they are also considered to be very beautiful, cute, very strange, very surprising insect. Why? If you look at the spiders, যদি মাকড়কে দেখো কিভাবে জাল, যেটা the way it weaves and it sits on its web, it's something very strange, a very strange element, surprising element is there. You will find এটা ভাবলে কীরকম লাগে না, নিজের গা থেকে অনবরত সুতা বের করতে থাকে, আর সেই সুতাটাকেই সুন্দর করে ইউ উইল সি হাউ বিউটিফুলি, হাউ সিমেট্রিক্যালি ইট মেক্স, যেগুলো বক্স 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 থাকবে স্পাইডারের ওয়েব, যেটাতে দেখবে হাউ সিমেট্রিক্যাল দে আর, হাউ ইকুয়াল দে আর. So there is some kind of perfection in its house, ওই যে বাড়ি বানায় যেটা সুতা দিয়ে যেটা ঘর বানায় মাকড় spider, there is some kind of beauty attached to it, there is some kind of perfection attached to it. So he says, don't you see the spiders, don't you see the sunflowers? And then he talks about, so what Lamb is trying to say, there are so many other positive things in life to look at, to grow out, to develop ourselves. There are hundreds and thousands of other blessings in our life. Okay. And then Lamb says he does not use curtain. পর্দা ব্যবহার করেন না ল্যাম্প ওনার বাড়িতে, কারণ because the curtains stop the wind, stop the or some kind of barrier is created. বাতাস পুরোপুরি আসে না, সূর্যর আলো পুরোপুরি আসে না. So you see his approach towards life. He doesn't use curtain. He was the blessing of the sunlight, the blessing of the wind, the air. These are also blessings in our life. So what if one of my leg is an artificial leg, one of my cheeks, one side of my face is burnt? I have 2 arms, I have 2 legs, he says, I have eyes, I have ears, I have so many other organs which are in perfect shape, I have a tongue to talk to. পৃথিবীতে এরকম তো লোক আছে না যারা কথা বলতে পারে না, হ্যাঁ, দে হ্যাভ ডিফেক্ট ইন দেয়ার টাং. এরকম তো লোক আছে যারা অন্ধ, দে নেভার সি দ্য বিউটি অফ দিস ওয়ার্ল্ড, দে নেভার, অন্ধ বাচ্চা যেগুলো থাকে, অন্ধ বড়রা, ওরা তো আপনজনকেও জীবনে দেখে না. ওকে, সো দিস ইজ হোয়াট ল্যাম্প সেইজ, ইউ হ্যাভ ইউর আইজ, you have legs, you have both the legs, you have arms, you have a brain. There are so many people, we know, নিশ্চয় তোমরাও জানো, যে how they are mentally not so well, mentally not well, হয়তো পাগল হয়ে গেছে, বা হয়তো ফিজিক্যাল কোনো ডিফর্মিটি আছে ব্রেনে, যে কারণে ব্রেন ভালো করে ফাংশন করে না. তো ল্যাম্প ডেরিকে বলছে, তোমার তো এইসবও নেই, তোমার তো ব্রেইনও তো ঠিক আছে, টাং আছে, এটসেট্রা এটসেট্রা. There are some important lines in the chapter which you should note, you should underline, like there's, for example, quote, there's worse things can happen, unquote, important line, you should underline those. Watching, listening, thinking, it's very important to see, to listen, to think, the ability to think, চিন্তা করার তো তোমার ক্ষমতা এখনো আছে, গালের এক সাইড জ্বলে গেলে কি হলো, ওয়াচ, তুমি তো চোখে দেখতে পাচ্ছ, অবজার্ভ করতে পারছো, শুনতে পারছো. These are more important blessings in life. Then there is one important phrase in the text, quote, the gates always open, unquote. These also you should underline, the gates always open, means Mr. Lamb says, my gate is always open for you, you can come whenever you want. Now I would like to discuss the themes, important themes. If you understand the themes, what will happen, you will understand most of the text, almost the text. One important theme is depression, hidden depression, means some kind of sadness people suffer from always. আমাদের মধ্যে একটা দুটো হয়তো, যেরকম আমি বললাম, তোমার আর আমার মধ্যে থাকতে পারে কোনো ধরনের আমাদের কমজোরি থাকতে পারে ফিজিক্যাল. সো উই অলওয়েজ সাফার ফ্রম ডিপ্রেশন, হিডেন ডিপ্রেশন বা হিডেন, লোকেদের, হোয়াট ইজ হিডেন ডিপ্রেশন, উই শো টু দ্য পিপল দ্যাট উই আর হ্যাপি, বাট অ্যাকচুয়ালি we are not happy with our 1 or 2 defects that we have. So this is one important thing which we should cure ourselves of. We should always try to fight with. এই ধরনের যদি কোনো ধরনের আমাদের ডিপ্রেশন থাকে, we should fight it out, we should cure this negative approach, negative feelings towards it. We should ignore, একটা যদি ডিফেক্ট থাকে আমাদের মধ্যে, we should be able to ignore it, and we should be able to utilize all the other positive aspects of our physical blessings and other blessings of life. Another theme is hating people, and loneliness is very harmful. Now we find that Derry lived a lonely life, okay, eka eka thakto because of his physical deformity, because of his burnt face. So this is something not good at all. এত just because of a physical deformity, and then you hate people because লোকেরা আমাকে ভালো পায় না, আমার গাল জ্বলে গেছে, বাচ্চারা আমাকে নিয়ে হাসে, এইসব নিয়ে যদি আমি লোনলি একা একা থাকি, then it's harmful for me only. We should be able to learn to ignore if we want to progress in life, if we want to evolve in life. কতজনের মুখে ধরবে, কতজনকে ধরে ধরে বকা দেবে বা রিপ্লাই করবেন? It's not possible. You have a long life. In whole life, how many are you going to fight with? So the best approach is ignore one negative point, and you should embrace all the other positive points. Next theme is theme of friendship, যেটা আমি আগেও বলেছি, the friendship between the young and the old, the friendship between two persons is very important. If we have a good friend in life, a friend who gives us good advice, it's something, or relatives or family members who really care for us, who really want us to develop. This is one theme, important theme. It's very good. So this is another theme. Then another theme is we should never be ashamed of ourselves, never be ashamed. Aage bolechi eta barbar bolchi, appearances can be deceptive. Now look at the title of the story, appear on the face of it. Whenever you are reading any text, whether it is a poem, whether it is a prose, you should always think on the title, the importance of the title. Now what is the meaning of the on the face of it? Eta theme o ashe, title justification o ashe, that how a situation seems on the surface, বাইরে থেকে দেখতে এরকম একরকম, on the face of it. What is the title? What is the importance of the title? একটা জিনিসকে বাইরে থেকে দেখতে একরকম লাগে, but this is not the reality. As I said, বাইরে থেকে আমরা হয়তো দেখাই we are very happy, but within ourselves we suffer from some kind of, something is eating us up. I am not beautiful, my skin is not good, my eyes are not good, my hair, I have less hairs, oh I should have been taller, আর একটু লম্বা হলে ভালো ছিল, I should have been richer, আর একটু ধনী হলে ভালো ছিল, আরও যদি এটা হতো, আরও একটু সেটা হতো. সো ভিতরে ভিতরে something is eating me up, within me inside something is eating me up on the face of it. But বাইরে থেকে আমি দেখাচ্ছি, oh I'm fine, I'm happy, a false show. I give a false presentation to society, a false presentation to the family members or the people we live with. So this is a wrong approach towards life. We should not let the negative things in our life overpower us. ঠিক আছে, নেগেটিভ জিনিসকে, একটা দুটো যদি নেগেটিভ অ্যাসপেক্ট থাকেও আমাদের জীবনে, আমাদের সবার আছে, সেটাকে আমরা যেন ওভারপাওয়ার করতে না দিই. ওকে, and we should use the positive aspects more. And another very important theme is the lives of disabled persons. আমি আগেও বলেছি সুসান হিল, শি ডিলস উইথ সেন্সিটিভ টপিকস, যেসব নিয়ে অন্যরা খুব কম লিখে. তো এখানে আমরা দেখি যে অনেক সময় যাদের সত্যি সত্যি অন্ধ আছে, বা সত্যি মুখ হয়তো জ্বলা আছে, বা সত্যি একটা পাও নষ্ট আছে, কোনো ডিফেক্ট আছে, উই নেভার আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড দেয়ার ফিলিংস, উই নেভার ট্রাই টু থিঙ্ক অ্যাবাউট দেম, we never talk to them, we never look at them. So it's very important that we try to understand them. নিজেকে এদের জায়গায় রেখেও আমাদেরকে দেখা উচিত. প্লাস যদি সম্ভব হয়, we should try to interact with them, keep in relation with them, try to understand, and we should thank God যে আমাদের এরকম বার্ন ফেস নেই, বা এরকম কোনো মেজর ফিজিক্যাল ডিফর্মিটি নেই. So this is what the lives of disabled persons is another very important theme in this chapter. Please read the text again and again. The more you will read, the more meanings you will find out. ঠিক আছে, 3 বার তো একটা চ্যাপ্টার পড়তেই হয় মিনিমাম, আরও বেশি পড়তে পারলে আরও ভালো. কিপ অন রিডিং, কিপ অন আন্ডারলাইনিং দ্য মেইন পয়েন্টস. আমি কোয়েশ্চেন্স পোস্ট করেছি গুগল ক্লাসরুমে. দোজ ইউ হ্যাভ নট জয়েন গুগল ক্লাসরুম, প্লিজ জয়েন, প্লিজ টেক ডাউন দ্য কোয়েশ্চেন্স, প্লিজ ট্রাই টু প্রিপেয়ার. হোয়াটসঅ্যাপে আমাকে আনসার লিখে পাঠাতে পারো. I will check them and I will repost you back to them. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.